G'day fellas. Welcome to the most annoying strategy. Now, this is the most annoying strategy you'll probably come across in Age of Empires 3. It's been taking over the ladder recently, and in this game, we've got Mashed Potato 72 up against Fitzbro. So, I understand that this game was actually live on stream for Fitzbro, and it was sent to me by Mashed Potato 72. So they've passed this one through to me. So I'm going to be doing a cast of this game. We're going to be trying a new format just to see how you guys like it and what you guys think of it. I understand that it is quite popular on some other channels. So if you are interested in seeing more of these videos, then I encourage you to like the video or leave a comment saying that you would. Otherwise, yeah, don't. I guess that's probably the best. So starting off, we've got Mashed Potato 72. He's playing the Aztec. We've got the Warrior Priest out on the XP dance. In the bottom right-hand corner, we can see it. And we've got Fitzbro spawning in the bottom right-hand corner. He's playing on the Haudenosaunee, which we'll call them just because it's so difficult to pronounce. Haudenosaunee. I fear I get it right, and I fear I get it wrong. And you guys know, when I get something wrong, it's going to be in the comments. So it's probably just easier for me to say Haudenosaunee. Let's see if we've got any decks picked up yet. No decks yet for the Inca player, or for the Iroquois player. No deck yet for the Aztec player, but some early treasures getting picked up. Some nice little micro here coming in from the Aztec player as well. The Eagle Scout making sure to get the kills or the last hits on those Cougars so that they get the extra bonus. So we see this aura that he's got around him. This is indicating that he's getting the XP increase aura. And at the same time, we've got Fitzbro, who is going for a trading post at the north position. So obviously avoiding the middle position because appreciating that Aztec does have that early game aggression and that there may be, just be giving a free trading post. At least he's putting it out of the way here. So if the Aztec player does want to come in and take out this trading post, they're going to have to spend a lot of time just sort of heading north. So a pretty smart move from Fitzbro. And then we've got the Aztec player, or the Aztec player again down the south here, taking another treasure. Really, really good micro here from Mashed Potato. And looks like the scout picks up all three of those coyotes, so making sure they maximize the amount of XP that they get. 3 vills coming in. Let's take a look at the deck, see what we've got, and oh my lord. Okay, so this is why this is the most annoying strategy. Just look at these Age 1 cards that we've got here. So we've got the building HP cards, so improve building 40%, and then the town ceremony. So this is going to increase the defensive nature of the building, so it increases their attack as well as increasing their health pool. And on top of that, you've got things like water ceremony, not to mention schooners. Schooners actually coming in at 2 minutes 30 as well, and team schooners, which reduces the cost of boats. So you actually have 30 wood fishing boats. So I'm curious whether we're going to see that out. And let's have a look at Fitzbro. Fitzbro has sent in his cards. So Fitzbro mirroring with the water ceremony, as well as he's got some second and third age cards in his deck to deal with the water. So a fair bit of potential there to shut down. I'm curious to see whether we're going to be opting for like a more early game water strategy out of the Aztec player, or whether it's just going to be like that sort of bait. We see Fitzbro actually saying in the chat, "You are gross." So most likely talking about the deck. I can't see anything else that's really happened. And yeah, I mean, looking at that Aztec player's deck, definitely would have to agree. That is absolutely gross. Some interesting cards in here. So the Age 4 card, heavy fortifications as well as stone towers, so that's going to increase the line of sight and the range on the towers. And then heavy fortifications obviously upgrades everything immediately once it comes in. So some pretty big cards there for the 4th age. Wait, do we just have... I think we've cancelled schooners. I don't think the schooners is going to come in. But let's see what Fitzbro's up to. So Fitzbro's aging up as well. What has he got in queue? Looks like he's aging up with the chief. And... Mashed Potatoes is aging up with the Elder. I'm not actually sure what the Elder does. I don't know. Is this the... I think this might be the farm. The farm and the... why would you go for the farm, though? There's no cows on this map or anything like that. I'm curious. But we do actually have the War Hut coming down. So I don't think it's the War Hut age up. But now we've got Fitz as well, making a market just outside the Haudenosaunee base. Doing a little bit of exploring. We can turn on Fog of War just to see what each of these players have discovered. You can see the little route that Fitz has taken on through there, where we've got Mashed Potatoes. Discovered most of the map, really, or at least most of the important parts. Now sort of circling back to their base. And wow, look at... this is something that you don't actually see a lot. I wonder if Mashed Potato actually realized that and walled that Because, yeah, normally this is actually connected all the way. But we do have the 3 warrior priests coming in now. And the age up actually looks like it was the war hut Travois. So now we've got Mashed Potato dropping down 3 war huts right now. So really respecting the early game potential coming out from the Iroquois player. I would say that's probably a little bit excessive. You know, normally 1 war hut in the early game is pretty good. 2 is enough, and 3 is probably, you know, 3's a party. We'll say that much. But we've definitely got Fitzbro now moving out across the map. I'm curious if has he done any scouting? He hasn't really scouted out the middle, so he doesn't know much about what's going on from the Aztec. The Aztec could have been over here, you know, sieging down this market by now, but it looks like he knows what's up. Do we have a waypoint here? We actually have a waypoint right there. So oh, and we've got the villager who's moved over. It looks like it's been scouted out by the Eagle Scout from Mashed Potato as well. So he knows what's up. So Fitzbro's obviously checked the deck here and just said, you know what? We know that you're going on water. We're going to deal with it. And that's what's happened. So straight away, Fitzbro really making a smart move here. I think this is a great spot to put down this dock as well. Typically on this map, if you are going to be putting down a dock, an aggressive dock, you want to be doing it. You see at this point here how there's a bay in here, and then up to the north there's like these bays here. You want to be putting your docks exactly where Fitz has been putting his, because this allows him to have maximum coverage when he puts his fishing boats inside this dock. They can shoot anything out here, so you can't even get past here. Mashed Potato is going to have fishing boats that are going to try and get down here, and they just simply can't. And at the same time, Mashed Potato has actually found the war hut of Fitzbro, so is going to be 100% aware that the attack is coming, or at least the posturing is going to be coming. Fitzbro now sending 6 tomahawks from the home city. Let's have a look and see what Mashed Potato is up to. Mashed Potato is sitting in the base, doing some warrior priest dancing, so quite interesting, sitting at maximum vill population. Now, warrior priests don't actually take population. They did remove that in the definitive edition. They used to take 1 population, so we can see that they've got 6 warrior priests out now, so quite a good mass of warrior priests, especially considering it's 6 minutes. Warrior priests, in addition to being worth 2 villages on the fire pit, or sorry, on the community plaza, sorry, 2020, they're incredibly tanky. They've got 360 health, and they've got 15 attack, and on top of that, they can go inside the town center. When they go inside the town center, you can pop them out just like regular villagers, which means that you can probably do a little bit of a leapfrog. So you go from the town center into here, and then from here into here, and you can just pop them out right on top of an army. So that'd be cool to see. I'm not sure whether we're going to see that, but we do have Fitzbro now moving in towards Mashed Potato's base. We see Mashed Potato does have schooners still behind this, and spawning in the warrior. So the warriors coming in, they've got 200 HP, 26 ranged attack, quite beasty. But they do have this little wind-up. You can see they're taking shots, kind of like the Seton bow does, and the war hut does go down at 98% of the 100% to get that war hut up. So a very close save there for Fitz. And now we've got 3 maces coming out of 1 mace coming out of each war hut. There you go. That's what you need. And now we see the warrior priest moving. This is exactly what we talked about. We've got, and all of the warrior priests just come out, and they're sitting on the front line now, just absolutely destroying in melee. Look at them with their little daggers or their knives. At the same time, on the back line, we've got the warriors who are just doing work. I mean, these 4 are just sitting here, so some pretty poor micro from Mashed Potato right now. But now the maces are out as well, just cleaning this up. Fitz is really going to town, really trying to make sure that this war hut comes down. But Mashed Potato's already got 2 war huts that are sitting behind it, so I don't feel like this is really that much of a significant victory for Fitz, even though he does get that down. He's lost a lot of units, he's lost a lot of tempo, and now the warriors are going to push and prod. Look how fast they lose that health, though. That's got to be faster than a Minuteman. I feel like they lose that health really quickly. And now the warrior priests are heading back to the community plaza. We're still on the warrior dance, but now moved back over to the warrior priest dance. And Fitzbro looks like he's coming in for round 2, but the warriors are going to be making a pick. But keep in mind they've only got 1 HP on them, so not too much of an issue there. So the Aztec player is sitting on 21 villages at the moment. Their next shipment has just come in. They've already made 1, 2, 3, 4, and now schooners coming in for, what is this, the 4th time, the 5th time? And we have a dock. We have a sneaky little dock in the north of the map. How sneaky is that? Because he already has spotted. Mashed Potato spotted earlier. He spotted that villager coming across. He knew exactly what was up. He knows that villager isn't going to be there unless it's making a dock. And so he knows, well, if I invest resources over here, I'm just going to get killed. Whether that's, through a canoe or through something like that, or whether it's the war hut that does damage. So now, with him moving over onto this side, though, looks like he's going to be waiting for schooners to come in before investing in any fishing boats. So I think that's definitely a wise move. He's going to see the cost be reduced down from 70 down to 50. Do we see... There, straight away, just instantly 3 fishing boats trained. Let's go check in on Fitzbro, see what he's up to. He's got 4 villagers in queue. Still sitting in the second age at this point. Putting down a tribal marketplace. He's got quite a few vills on coin. Where are all of these villagers on coin? Oh, they were gathering crates of coin. Okay, I see. Okay, never mind. And now we've got Mashed Potato doing a bit of walls. A little bit of walls to the north of his base. Hasn't walled in either of the chokes yet, or I should say any of the chokes, because there's actually 3 of them. But definitely falling into a little bit of a lull. We did see that that Fitz was coming in for a poke, but the maces were able to push it back. Fitz now taking a second trading post as well down to the south. Curious if we're going to see him take the 3rd trading post and opt for a stagecoach. Probably a wise move, just considering how much this Aztec player is sitting in their base. They're not really doing too much. But now the Aztec player is moving out. Mashed Potato is saying, hey, you know what? Your army's not looking too good. I'm just gonna move in and I'm gonna do some work. So they begin to siege down the war hut. Now keep in mind, maces have only got 7 siege, so this is gonna be a very, very slow party. That's gonna be 20 maces, 7 siege. That means each volley that they take is only doing 140 damage. So not a lot of damage at all. Now, we do finally have Team Cheap fishing boats coming in as well, so it doesn't really offer much other than minus 20 wood cost. So that means your fishing boats will go from 50 wood down to 30 wood. So that's a pretty decent cost. You're not really paying much for them at that point. And especially with the amount of villagers that Mashed Potato's got on their wood at the moment. They've got 21 villagers on wood. It's going to be significant. The War Chief goes down for the Aztec player, but the aura remains on the maces and actually takes out the Houdinese Explorer, and they pick up the double XP for it. So that was actually quite interesting to see. I'm not sure if you guys saw that mechanic in action, but the aura did stay on the maces for a little bit longer. Now we've got some more war huts going up. This one's a little bit closer to the town center than previous. I know that this game was called, or the title of this is The Most Annoying Strategy, but I'm curious to see where it gets annoying, because right now it just kind of looks a little bit like a turtle. Doesn't look like too much. Like there's a little bit of a water boom going on. Not overly annoying. And we've also got the fish market coming in. Now, this is one of the great things about Aztec. Now, this player's got 10 warrior priests. Mashed Potato has 10 warrior priests that are out and about on their community plaza, which means they're just getting crazy numbers of shipments. Look at this. This shipment has just come in and arrived, and you've already got this next shipment that's about to come in. That's absolute insanity. It's almost back-to-back shipments constantly. And here comes the next shipment. Oh, they've just turned off. They've gone into fertility dance. I'm not sure why. Anyway, let's take a look and see what they'd probably be sending next. Probably next, I've got no idea. Maybe like building HP or something like that. Probably going to start getting into that little bit of annoying or frustrating territory. And Fitzbro's on the way up. Now, he's going up with the messenger, so he's going to be up very, very shortly. I suspect we're probably going to see him pull out the rams. That's on the condition that he doesn't decide to go to industrial. Rams are very effective against this type of strategy, but we can see the Aztec player is adding another war hut. So this is the 4th war hut. Technically, the 5th war hut is... Wait, 6th war hut they will have made this game. Because he did lose the initial war hut as well as the 2nd war hut that was next to it. And now Fitzbro also making fishing boats of his own. He's got 6 fishing boats out on this south pond. Doesn't really look like he's got any knowledge of what's going on to the north, though. Absolutely no knowledge whatsoever. He does have the flag in the water, which does provide light of sight, and he can see this mahi, so perhaps he can look at this and click on it. I think at this point, Fitz probably doesn't realize that his opponent is booming on this side, and might think that he's got him shut down, but one of the keys that would give that away is the score. Look at the score. The score is managing to keep up. Fitz has got his own fishing boats out. He's also got trading posts that are on the map. He did lose quite a large mass of units, and so it would be very curious that the opponent's score would still be equal, and not to mention, Fitz is an age above, so now score's starting to break away for Fitz. This is a good sign for him. Putting down the corral, so most likely going to be getting some either Kanyes or some of the musket riders. Musket riders are quite strong dragoon units. And now we've got the forest prowlers coming in, so 5 forest prowlers being made from the war hut. Lots of space here. I'm curious, are we going to see Fitz remember to move his coin crates or his crates from this war hut? It looks like he did. Okay. One of the things I've been watching on Fitz's stream. So Fitz streams on Twitch, for anyone who's not aware, and whenever he's playing, he plays Lakota as his main civilization, and he plays the Houdanese as his second civilization. Like he's kind of like his second main. And one of the things that will happen is he will forget to move the crates from here. So good to see that he did remember it this time. Obviously got them all being picked up now. But the Aztec player, again, just pushing forward, creeping forward with war huts. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 war huts that they've got sitting down now. I'm curious, is the Aztec player close to aging? Not even close yet, but 66 villagers. 66 villagers and the 10 warrior priests just absolutely doing work. And we've got the building HP in. We'll probably see the town ceremony after this one. But the war hut is going to go down. It doesn't look like the canoe's going to be able to do too much. The canoe just getting absolutely shot in the face there. Forest Prowlers taking off a volley on the Coyote Runners. How many Forest Prowlers have we got here? Let's take a look. We've got 15 Forest Prowlers, so quite a good mass. It looks like Fitzbro is now macroing to hit that 4th age. Got a few idle villagers at the moment, but they appear just to be for the dock. 4 idols in the dock at the moment, so being a little bit defensive, taking out the fishing boats of Mashed Potato right there. But more war huts. Like, at what point do you think that there's enough war huts here, Mashed Potato? Is it really necessary that you have a 7th war hut? I genuinely think, like, he just wants to piggyback them. Like, you send all of your warrior priests into here, and then into here, and you can get them up the front of the fight, like, really quickly if you need to. I guess that's probably the idea. I love that. That is so smart. That's so cheeky. Like, it's kind of like, oh, what is it? Not Tetris. There's like this game, I can't remember, but like, oh, it kind of reminds me of checkers. You know how you can go like diagonally? You see how he's got it all set up? Like he's got the warrior priests on the community plaza here, and then they all go into the town center, and then they all go into this one, and then bam. Or they like they can keep coming out, go back, and it's like all the diagonal stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Anyway. But the Aztec player is now sending the town ceremony behind this, which is... for those who don't know, so the town ceremony enables a dance at the community plaza, which increases the health of buildings. So that's all buildings. That is your town center, that is your house, that is your war hut. So the war hut's already got 3,000 HP. It will increase that by, I think it's like 200%. So it will take it up to like 9,000 HP, something ridiculous. And you can have more villagers dancing on that. So you've got 10 warrior priests, which are equivalent to 20 villagers. You can add another 15 villagers and make it the equivalent of 35 villagers. So ridiculous amount of power that you can really have coming out of that. And at the same time, Mashed Potato going for long lines to the north of the map. I can now start to see why this is getting annoying. So Mashed Potato walling himself in, taking out this trading post to the north with the Pumas. A pretty good move. I think that's quite a reasonable move. Because that is going to draw the attention of Fitzbro up to the north, and we do actually see Fitzbro moving his units up here. Probably just going to go see if he can catch these Puma. I don't know if there's going to be too much that that Mashed Potato can really do in response. Let's check in on Fitzbro, see where he's up to. He is indeed aging for that, or macroing for that age up. Now researching gill nets of his own. How many fishing boats does Fitzbro have? He's only got 6 fishing boats, so typically the rule is, once you've got your 10th fishing boat, then you can research gill nets. So definitely, maybe he's seeking to just avoid getting too heavy on the population because he's quite close to getting housed. Perhaps that could be his reasoning. But typically, the best way to go would be after the 10th. And so now we've got the Pumas being taken out by the infantry at the north. Looks like one will get away. Nope, I take that back. None will get away. They died to the arrows of the Aina. But the cuirassiers are here, the French cuirassiers, to back it up. But I don't think Fitz actually realized he didn't. He sees the Mahi down here. Are there any fishing boats? These are the closest fishing boats. That's it. Oh, he sees the fishing boats on the flag. This is what I was talking about earlier, because he hasn't moved his flag over. And now we've got a little bit of an attack happening. Fitzbro has got a couple of forest prowlers that have gone down. And down to coyotes. This is quite a significant mass of coyotes. Mashed Potato now reaching the fortress age as well. But Fitzbro going up behind this. Fitzbro going up with the warrior. The warrior should be providing Fitz 2 light cannons, if I remember correctly. But the coyote runners, so a mass of 20 coyote runners. They've now got their upgrades. 186 hit points. So quite significant. That's with the... wow, look at all the cards that have been sent for the Aztec player. This is crazy. They've been able to send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. And we're only 17 minutes into the game. And they've probably sent, you know, chests of 600 coins twice. And they got 2 shipments banked. They have 2 shipments banked on top of this. This is absurd. Okay, I can see why this strategy would be so annoying with the Aztec. So when you're doing a strategy like this, you need a lot of shipments because there's so many cards that you need to send. Like as an example with this Aztec player, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that he needs to send. So these cards here, this increases the amount of noble huts and war huts that you can build. This one makes them very strong. This one increases their range. So you need those, but it's hard to get those because you need so much XP and it's late game and you've got other things that you kind of need to send. But with Aztec, it makes total sense because of just very simply, you know, how many shipments they get. That's, you know, that's very, very smart. But I love that. So now Fitz has scouted this. I'm curious as to whether we're going to see any response to this. It doesn't even look like he is bothering with a dock or any kind of response to it. He's got his own fishing boats out still at the moment. I think he looks like he's just going to be issuing a land response at the moment, now shipping the 4 light cannons from the home city and getting up his own siege workshop. I'm curious, are there any other siege workshops up? Typically what I like to see is a siege workshop made in transition, and when you age up, that siege workshop is going to begin training light cannons, and then your Travois, when it comes in, is going to make a siege workshop, and then you research field cannons, just like Fitz is doing right here. But the problem is, so you can see how many resources Fitz has got stacked up. This could all be light cannons right now. So Fitz could be pushing with 2 light cannons, plus 4 light cannons, plus 5 light cannons. So he could have 11 light cannons that he could be pushing with. Because if we take a look right now, the Noble Huts have got 4,500 HP, but Mashed Potatoes has actually just hit the 4th age. I'm not sure how long ago he aged up. It looks like it was quite recently, but sending in heavy fortifications now. Okay, this is when shit gets serious. Okay, take a look at these, the HP on these. This is going to be absolutely insane. So we've got 4,500 on this one, 3,000 on this one, 9,000 on the town center. But it won't. This card won't affect the town center. It's just going to affect the Noble Hut and the War Hut and the walls. So the Noble Hut now goes to 6,900 HP. Mighty War Hut goes to 4,600, and the walls are at the walls are just normal, 8,100. So now Fitz coming in, taking off the first shot at the Noble Hut. Now the Noble Hut has a range of 24. It looks like the Explorer is going to be coming out. The Aztec Explorer moving out. Mashed Potato probably going to be going in for a swing on these. It looks like he's going to be able to get in there. Fitz not really focusing it down and takes out two of the field cannons immediately. This is one of the crazy things about the Aztec and their Explorer. It's so easy now for him to get that Explorer back. All he needs to do is dance for it. Actually, is he doing the dance? Oh, he's doing the dance. He's doing the yeah, here it is. He's doing the increase the hit points of the buildings by 143%. It's got 17,000 health. Holy crap. Okay. All right, I can see why this is the most annoying. What do you do against this? What do you even... He's putting down more war huts as well. How many... He's got 6 of them. And then 7 mighty war huts. And then he's shipping this card on top so he can increase his build limit by another 100%. And all the meanwhile, 50 champion coyote runners behind. And he's not even stressed. He's just... These things have... Look at that. Look at the attack that they've got on. 143 attack. 30 range. They barely get outranged by field cannons. Field cannons with their 32 range just manage to outrange them. So you've got to like... You really have to come in at an angle. You can't take this head on. If you take it head on, you're going to form a concave, and then you're going to get shot by other... oh, even the War Hut has got 30 range. Wow, that is crazy. And now we see the Arrow Knights coming out and just picking off the light cannon. Oh man, that feels so bad. I'm curious, we still don't have a response over here from Fitz. And look at the score pulling ahead. Oh no, okay. The score pulls ahead. Okay, at first I was a little bit concerned. I'm like, why is the score pulled ahead so much? It is because of heavy fortifications. Heavy fortifications is just going to increase that score like crazy. So I think it gives like 10,000 points or 20,000 points. It's something ridiculous. It's a large amount of points because it provides you techs. And so it credits you those techs and gives you the score equivalent to as if you'd research them yourselves and all that resources. So it is a lot of resources. Now a Noble Hut going down to the field cannons. Arrow Knights now moving into position as well. Let's see what Fitz has got in plan. He's doing a bit of a boom. He's got 57 villagers up. I think this is the right thing. Probably wants to be dropping another TC, maybe a third TC. So putting it down here. I think it is reasonable that he challenges... Oh, okay. He actually is challenging water. This is exactly what he needs to do. My fear is that at the moment his macro, he needs to be moving more villagers onto wood though. Because at the moment, with the way that he's going to be wanting to spend a lot of wood on canoes. He needs to be spending wood on more of these field cannons. And now we've got the Arrow Knights just taking down the walls of Fitzbro. So he's put up these little defensive walls just to protect his cannons, I'm assuming, so he can bring his cannons in behind. And as a result, it means that the Arrow Knights are just really... I don't know... What are the Arrow Knights doing? I think they've, like, walked up to this wall. And now they're... Okay. They're a little bit buggy. Just a little bit buggy. Don't worry. Just Definitive Edition things. So Fitz Macro, looking like he probably wants to get some more Forest Prowlers out at this point. Quite a large army, though. A really big army. But now we've got the Explorer coming out again. It looks like he's going to be able to get another swing off. Is he going? He's going for it. Oh, he went for it, and he... Just as he got his... What is that thing? It's like a machete or a gauntlet or something crazy. Just as it came around, it looks like he was taken out. But now we've got the Warhut sitting behind 143 attack. You thought Inca was lame. This is lame. This is truly the most annoying strategy. How do you deal with this? Like, what do you do? Okay, like, obviously you've got to get field cannons, but then your opponent has mighty noble hearts that are 30 range. So it's like you can barely outrange them. And then on top of that, they've got Arrow Knights, which are also 30 range, so they can just stand slightly in front of the noble hearts, and they take them down. And so it's like, it's this tough predicament. Like, Fitz is sitting right here now. He's going to push this in. Keep in mind, that's 16,800 health. Okay? That takes a while. Now, granted, that's only 3 light cannon, or 3 field cannons. That should probably be 10 field cannons, or 12 field cannons. It should be a lot of field cannons. But keep in mind, when you get to that number of cannons, then they're starting to die to the noble heart. But, I mean, Fitz is definitely doing the right thing here. Now, we've got a bit of action over on the water. Canoe look like it's coming out. A fair bit of fishing boats in here from Mashed Potato. He's got 31 fishing boats in total. At the moment on Fitz's side, he's got... Oh, the Talocks have come in! He's called Talocks in from the dock. So this is the big button from the dock. This is going to clear up the water completely. That is all gone 100%. There's no way that that Fitz is going to be able to win that water. Talocks are way too strong. These guys, look at that, 200 siege. This dock is going to be done in less than a second. It's going to just be toasted completely. Now, we do hear an Explorer being rezzed. That's incredibly important. We need to go and listen to that, because even though this Explorer doesn't have the Smoking Mirror upgrade, it is still an absolute beast. So Smoking Mirror is an Age 3 upgrade that is going to increase the speed of your Explorer and the attack. And as a result, it makes him very speedy. More expansion coming out, more Warhearts being pushed out. Look at this. This is absolutely insanity. And it looks like the Explorer is moving up through the wall. He's going to spin through the wall. Spin to win, baby. Spin to win. Takes out 3 light cannons through the wall. Is that even legal? How can you do that? Like, obviously, he's commanded his Explorer to come up to the wall and then has hit it through the wall. They must have just been too close to the wall. Kind of like when cavalry is snaring units and the units are standing in between a gate and it's just hitting them. That's insane. Now Fitz trying to burn this down. At the same time, more expansion going down. Let's see, does Fitz see this expansion? Fitz sees this expansion coming out. This is so disgusting. What do you do against... Look at the score. 71... Oh, no. Okay, you know what this is? Oh my god, look at all the Eagle Runners being produced. The score is ridiculous because of Blood Brothers. Oh, and the game is finished. Okay. So GG has been called. Fitz obviously seeing that there's more Noble Hearts being dropped down right here. Yeah, okay. I would definitely say that is an annoying strategy. I would say I would hate to deal with that. That's actually one of the strategies I hate dealing with. I hate dealing with excessive walls, and that is undoubtedly an excessive wall. So, yeah, wow. So, yeah, what happened here is the Aztec player, so Mashed Potato, has actually shipped Blood Brothers from the home city. And this, you can see it sets all of these technologies to active, and so that increases the score of the player that gets those technologies. And it makes it ridiculous. It's like, it's the exact same as heavy fortifications. So it's kind of like an intimidation thing. Like the player sees that the score is much lower than the opponent's, and they're like, oh, this game's over, like he's way ahead. When in actual fact, he's not. He's just sent that card. So you can see, like, the Aztec player, sure, he's like capped out on population. Only 72 villages though, so nothing too crazy, but slowly pushing up with these war huts. And I guess the question is, how do you answer these war huts? You know, I'm even thinking, if I'm playing like my Swedes, I would petard them. But then, do you know how many petards I would need for this? I would need 9 petards for a single one. That's 900 wood and 450 food. That's 1350 resources. Okay, you can build 10 of the... Oh, that's because of the upgrade card. Where is it? This one here. 100% build limit. He has 10 of them. That is absurd. Okay. I will very happily call that the most annoying strategy. I'm curious, guys. If anyone, or for those of you who are still watching, I'll ask the question in the comments. Feel free to respond to that. Do you think this was the most annoying strategy? Have you come up against something similar, or have you come up against something even more annoying? I'd love to know. And yeah, let me know in the comments. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of the new type of video. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.